Hey there, guys. Today I got an interesting video for you guys. We got the smle Mark III Lee Enfield in 303 British. You know, I really do love this rifle because when you think of World War rifles, you think of things like the 1903 Springfield, the M1 Garand, the K98K, and the Lee Enfield. You know, I love this gun. It's just so smooth, so fast just so fast to cycle the rounds to. You know, plus you got these clips too. These clips are actually quite good. You know, I know these clips get a lot of hate, but you know, me personally, I've never had any issues with them. I mean, you know, with some of the newer cartridges, yes, it will wind up taking off the brass, because you can see right there, it will take the brass off of the 03 British rounds. But, you know, you just cannot go wrong with the Lee Enfield. I mean, it's an amazing rifle. It really is. I mean, you know, it was one of the very first of its class to have a detachable magazine on it. You know, it was the very first of its class to have a detachable magazine. I mean, you know, it's really quite a good rifle. It really is. I mean, you know, this was the rifle that wound up winning us both world wars. It really was. You know, the Germans had the K98. You know, they had things like the MP40 and the STG-44. They also had the P08 Luger too. But you know, if you ask me, I think that this was easily one of the best ones out of the bunch that we had. You know, you just can't go wrong with the Lee Enfield. It's an amazing rifle. You know, I even have the bayonet I'm going to show you guys too. But it's an amazing rifle. You can't go wrong with it. You know, you take a look at 303 British. You know, me personally, I think 303 British was the cartridge that helped make the 308. I really do. You know, 303 bit. It's definitely a predecessor to the 308. You know, you can't change my mind on that. You know, it's an intermediate cartridge, slightly less powerful than the 308. Not as powerful as the 30-06 that the 1903 Springfield uses. You know, this is actually a 1939 one, which would have been given to India. This one is in Aishipur, India. You know, this is the importer mark. It's CAA Georgia, Vermont. You know, and I think CAI is actually a factor of, I think, Royal Tiger. I think. You know, I mean, and another way for you to tell that these are Indian rifles is when you look at the magazine. You know, you look at the magazine. They have that. It has that arrow, which typically means it's an Indian rifle. It's got that little arrow that's pointing up. That's how you can typically tell it's an Indian rifle. You know, it's a, you know, she's quite a beauty. You know, these were actually meant to replace stripper clips, actually. Um, but they, but the stripper clips would never go away, and here's why. Because the magazine adds weight. I mean, anything that adds weight to a soldier in war, you have to take that in as a factor. So they went back to using these, because when you got done with the magazine on the Lee Enfield, you will have to wind up carrying around an empty magazine with you. But with these, you just load them up and then you toss them on the battlefield. You know, these are meant to be disposable. I mean, nowadays, for people like me, I collect this stuff, you know. So I wind up reusing the magazines. Now, some people say that's a bad thing. Some people say it's a good thing. Me personally, I don't think it's bad, because these magazines are built like a brick. I mean, you can try to bend them with your fingers, nothing's gonna bend on them. You know, another thing that these magazines get a lot of flack for is the way you load them up. You know, originally, when I got my Lee Enfield, now I was loading them up like the Carcano rifle. And that's a big no-no. You're supposed to go up, down, up. Like this. See, it's up, down, up. The reason you want to do that is because of, it's actually because of rim lock. Now, these rifles had one major flaw, and that was rim lock. Basically, what rim lock is where the rim of your bullet will wind up getting caught on the other bullet beneath the magazine. So imagine it's cycling, and you know, you cannot get the other bullet out, so you will end up having to push down in the magazine, and you know, that will wind up causing issues. Because when you are mid-fight, the last thing you want is to have a jam in your rifle. But I'm going to try to demonstrate rim lock if I can. But there was actually a movie that showed off rim lock. I do not exactly know what the movie was called, but I know there was a movie out there that actually showcased rim lock in these rifles. So, I mean, you know, you personally cannot have any problems with this. I'm going to show how easy these magazines are to load. But, yeah, I'm not going to fire any rounds yet, because I don't have hearing protection on. But, yeah, you saw how easy the mag was to load. I mean, sometimes you're going to encounter issues with the clips, you know, but, you know, me personally, I have not had any issues with them. I don't know if it was I just got good clips. These are actually original military surplus clips, actually, so, you know, it's honestly an amazing rifle. And yeah, let's get to the shooting. I have to get my hearing protection on, and I'm also going to show you guys that bayonet too. So I'm back with the bayonet for the rifle. You know, I'm back with the bayonet. You know, this bayonet actually has lots of history behind it. This is actually a drill purpose bayonet. It's got the rounded edges and the sharp blade. This was actually also Indian police. Well, Indian police or Indian military, depending on the way you look at it. But yeah, I'm going to do a couple shots with the bayonet and a couple shots without the bayonet on. and we're going to see how well it fires. I actually got the bayonet with the rifle when I got it. But yeah, it's a hell of a piece of history. That is for sure. You know, also cannot really go wrong with the Enfield, as I've been saying before. You know, I love this rifle with all my heart. I really do. But yeah, it's a rifle. You treat it well, it's gonna serve you well, like any other rifle you do. You know, but yeah, it's a piece of history, I like to call it, because you know, it's a hell of a piece of history. It really is. I mean, you take a look at any of the you see, this is the problem that some people run into with these clips, is that, you know, although I think with clips like this you can wind up doing that. I'm not going to do that because I don't want it to damage my rifle, but some people say it will damage it, some people say it doesn't. I like to be extra safe with these because there's only so many of them made, and you know, last thing you want is to have something to happen, you know. But yeah, but we're gonna be doing a few shots up there on the, yep. Yeah, see, that was what I was talking about by rim lock, guys. You know, yeah, the rims are locked in right now. But yeah, that was a definition of rim lock. I actually surprised I got that to happen. And yeah, let's get to the firing. I'm going to fire a few shots up on camera. I'm gonna fire a few shots up on the range. Actually, I'm going to move this up some. Am I going to be able to do that? Probably not. But yeah, we're going to be aiming at the target. Yeah, actually, we should probably do it on the zombie. Let's aim for the head. We're about like maybe a good 40 yards out, it looks like. Maybe 50. So that was 3 shots we hit on the zombie. Let's see how many of those actually hit. I'm picking up the brass because the brass to this is very expensive. And yeah, I fired 3 shots out of there. Are we going to go up and see on the damage we have up on Mrs. Zombie? I mean, you know, looks like we have a few shots up by the head, it looks like. You know, I actually like it up here this time of year. You know, there's some mud up there, but you know, I cannot wait for the mud to fully dry because, you know, so, oh yeah, we have one right through there. We have a couple down there. It looks like up on Mr. Zombie. But yeah, hang on. See, that's what I hate about iPhones. But yeah, we got one directly up in her head, a couple down by her belly. But yeah, that's actually quite good, actually. Actually, it looks like, but yeah, we shot, where did the other one go? Oh, yep, okay, there we go. Oh, sorry guys, it took me a little bit to find the other one. Oh, God. Okay. But we hit one right there, and one in the head. So, yeah, that's actually quite good. These are supposed to be bleeding targets, but, you know, I think these are too old to wind up doing any bleeding anymore, or splattering. I mean, you know, maybe that's the splatter. I don't know, these are old targets we're shooting at. But yeah, let's do a couple there up on the dong, or the gong. We're gonna do 3 shots up on the gong. You know, we're gonna see if we wind up hitting anything up on the gong. But you know, I cannot never go wrong with the Lee Enfield. I also got a M91 Carcano too. I'm actually gonna be working on a video with. So yeah, let's do the gong, and we're gonna see. Okay, yeah, we got the gong. Let's try to go up here. There we go. We're gonna see if that will focus. But yeah, we're gonna try to attempt to hit the gong first. But yeah. Okay. Let's do a couple more rounds. We're gonna be doing 3 more shots up on the gong. But you know, I also haven't shot this rifle in a while, actually. Last time I shot it was a few months ago. So we got the first hit up on the gong. You know. Another hit. No, this is a very accurate rifle. It really is. With the zombie, I really wasn't taking my time to hit it, but the gong, you can actually hit it no problem, you know. But yeah, you know, I'm not the best with accuracy. Nobody is, unless you're out there every day shooting. But that one was a miss. But yeah, it's a amazing rifle. It really is. I mean, you know, you can't go wrong with the Lee Enfield. I love it. Let me go pick up my bass, because the saying bass is expensive for these, you know. So we got 2 and 3. We should have, see, we fired 6 and the mag holds 10, so we should have about 4 more rounds left in it. I'm gonna do a little bit of a point of view so you guys can see me shooting now. You know, I'm also not best with accuracy. I mean, nobody is. I mean, unless you're out there doing everything. But I haven't shot this rifle in a good while, and I'm still hitting the gong a few times. I mean, you know, it's a amazing rifle. You cannot go wrong with it. The Lee Enfield is, I would say, one of the best rifles of World War I and II. You know, the smle, which is what I have, you know, even the Lee Enfield is the improved version of this one. You know, I'm going to call it the Lee Enfield, so I'm not saying smle Mark III every time, but, you know, I love the rifle. You cannot go wrong with it. It's a amazing shooting rifle. You know, lots of history behind it, too. You know, we're actually going to do a few rounds with the bayonet attached to it. See how much the bayonet is going to affect the accuracy. But oh, I can definitely feel the bayonet on it now. Yeah. See, I don't know if you guys heard that, but we hit the dong again. I mean, you cannot go wrong with this rifle. It's amazing. Amazing, durable. I mean, the one on this one is coming off on the top, but I mean, it's like no issues with the rifle at all. We're actually going to go and hit the regular target now. Rifle. So we're gonna alternate back to the dong, the gong. What's coming up on this one? We're gonna get the wood fixed on this soon. Eventually. You know, it came like that when I bought the rifle. But yeah. Let's shoot it again. And we hit it again. You know, some of them are bad rounds, you know, but this is over a 100-year-old rifle, and it's amazing shooting. Amazing, you know. You cannot go wrong with the Lee Enfield. You know, but yeah, I love the rifle. I really do. It's one of my favorite rifles of World War II. You know, we had other rifles like the 1903 Springfield we also used to fight the British. To fight the Germans. The M1 and the M1 Garand 2 is also an amazing rifle. I mean, I don't have one yet in my collection, but I plan on getting one sometime soon. You know, we actually got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm trying to find the brass now, because brass for this rifle is expensive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Missing 2. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 10 and 11. I mean 10. I mean 9 and 10. I mean. Around here somewhere. I'll find them at some point. To be honest with you guys. But, yeah, the Lee Enfield, it's an amazing rifle. I mean, I've been saying this for the whole time. You cannot go wrong with the SMLEs. You know. I mean, it was the gun that won us World War II. That and the M1 Garand. Some people say Grand, I say Garand. I mean, don't come at me in the comment section. But, you know, you also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got 9. The other one's still in the chamber? No, it's not. Probably flung you over there somewhere. That is beneath the table somewhere. What? Yeah, I found it. Either that or some 5.56 casing. It's the L3 bit. You know, we got all 10 rounds. You know, you can love it or hate it, or you hate the Enfield. I mean, you know, if you hate the Enfield, boy, I'm telling you, you know, you're missing out. You know, we got 3 more rounds left in this box. You know, why not shoot some more? Going to put some hearing protection on. Now we're going to load this one up manually. Because if you didn't have stripper clips, you know, this is what you would have done. You know. Let's go for the gong again. Now, that's what I love about these rifles. It's just so damn good. That one missed it. I was just being a baby, not trying to eject me down, but we got 2 hits on it. I mean, I love this rifle so much, you know. Such a good rifle, you know. You know, I got the bayonet on it too. I think adds a lot of history to it because, you know, do I know if this rifle was ever used to kill anybody? I don't. It most likely was, and judging the condition it was in. You know, we actually have 1, 2, and so you're gonna go get the other piece of brass. That flew up here, I think. Yeah, flew right up here. But yeah, I love this rifle with a passion. You guys know, I love it. It is such a good rifle. I mean, you got the smooth action and the smooth clips to it. I mean, this rifle is amazing, you know. You know, some people bayonet charged in the war too. I'm actually gonna show that off now. You know, I'm gonna show off me bayonet charging the camera, but there we go. I think this is working. Bayonet charge. You know, just imagine somebody coming at you with the rifle, you know. But yeah, it's a great rifle. It really is. You know. But yeah,
I love this rifle, I really do. You cannot really go anything wrong with it. It's a great rifle, you know. But yeah, well, that's gonna be the end of the video. You know, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, I sure did. Be sure to smash the like button in the face, and you know, be sure to subscribe. I love this rifle so much. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.